Welcome to my channel. This is Divested Diamonds. You have arrived. Hello, ladies. Please do me a favor and click the like button as you watch this video. Thank you. Thank you kindly. So, I just want to bring something to your attention. I'm sure that some of you have already seen this, but this woman is no stranger to my channel. I've spoken about her before and her desperate need to try and put Black women in the danger zone. Now, I don't understand for the life of me why these mammies are so invested in trying to get Black women deleted, knowing absolutely well what the femicide stats look like. I can't believe just how willfully ignorant this woman is being. But anyway, the gun memorial has plenty of women who are being deleted on a daily basis, and by whom? This pretense of hers in trying to avoid the truth about Black femicide and her refusal to acknowledge the number of derelict Black men who just don't qualify for any relationship whatsoever is extremely astounding. Without further ado, let's get started.
So if you're following Divestor channels, I'm here to tell you that you are getting involved with a hate group. These women use terms such as expand your options, level up, burn the cape, whatever it may be, as ways to try to allure women into the fantasies that they are actually going to be getting a better life by escaping Blackistan. But in reality, what they're doing is promoting hatred, specifically hatred towards the Black community and hatred towards Black men.
Is this woman not married? Why is she always online talking about divestors? Ladies, this is what a miserable mammy pick-me looks like. She can't find happiness in her own situation, and so she goes on every social media platform to deter Black women from living their best lives. What you are looking at is a Black manosphere guard dog. See that tired look on her face? She's been working overtime trying to protect Black males from bad Black women. Do you see this face? Google the term gender traitor and you're going to see her picture right next to it. She can't be happy in her own life because this level of dedication towards bringing down the divestment community is a little more than an obsession for this woman. Look, I get it. She's still trying to find her niche because the only time she gets decent views on her videos is when she talks badly about Black divested women. She hates us because we exude the level of confidence that she could never have being linked to a Naker. She hates us because misery loves company. And since she's tried everything possible to be popular on YouTube, but failed miserably due to the fact that she keeps alienating the very women who look like her, we can't support that. She is now using manosphere talking points to continue degrading other Black women in the hopes of garnering support from Tyrone and the gang. How is she different from Pookie and Ray Ray? If you want to know what desperate looks like, this would be it. When a woman goes out of her way to spew hatred for other women, especially those who look like her, she's normally surrounded by a demonic presence. You see, these types of women look at divestment as a threat to Black struggle love. What she refuses to accept is that divestment is not and will never be a trend for true divestors. Removing yourself from Blackistan and wanting something better for yourself is and should be encouraged, especially for Black women. Exploring and expanding your dating options should be something positive for Black women. But people like her refuse to see it as such. Your lack of compliance means they want you deleted every 5.5 hours and then blame you for it. They want you to continue living in Blackistan, clinging onto struggle love, knowing absolutely well that black males don't have the resources to take care of themselves, let alone a wife and kids. My thing is, and this is not a competition, right? Because there is no competition here. Black women can do whatever it is that they want. But would you rather take advice from someone who panders to black males for attention and approval? Or would you rather listen to groups of women who actually show you the dangers of a non-existent community where dysfunction is at the core of its operation? Please understand this. I'm not here to try and convince you to divest, for those of you who aren't. I'm here to show you the dangers that lurk in the so-called community. Now, this is not to say that you don't already know, but you will be surprised what a lot of people deem quote unquote normal once they get used to something. Life in Blackistan is far from normal. Only the males benefit from the atrocities of the so-called community. Women and girls do not. They are preyed upon and encouraged to stay in order to fuel the ongoing dysfunction. These mammies are all too happy going along to get along because not only are they desperate for black male attention, they are desperate for approval. Everybody knows what desperate people do in desperate environments. She doesn't care that you look like her. She will gladly throw you under the bus for a man. This is what she had to say in a live stream that she did with a new mammy on the block. Take a listen.
And it just so happened that there was a follower of mine who had been involved in some of those groups who started sending me information about what they were planning and some of the things that they were saying behind closed doors. And so when I really started to take a point to just sit down and like listen through a live stream, and then I started seeing all the information that was sent to me, it was like just pretty obvious to me about what it was really about. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. I mean, it's just, it's very scary to think that, you know, I've understood that there are Black people that are off code. Like I've understood that, but it's crazy to see the depths of how off code some of us have gotten to the point where, you know, we're wishing death on each other. I've even heard some of them say they want all Black men to just disappear from the planet.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I was just like, this is not just an opinion. I've had a lot of pushback. You were there on the live I did yesterday where I was basically going over why divesting is a hate group. And I had all these receipts. And the main pushback I've gotten from some of these divestors, surprise, surprise, was just like, oh, well, the men do it too. And I'm like, no, they don't. First of all, I've yet to find a large content creator that's SYSBM or male that has the profile picture of a Black woman being lynched. I haven't seen that. And also, even if that is the case, who cares? Like, two wrongs don't make a right. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm here to show you how certain women hate their own image and will do everything possible to stop you from bettering your life. Black men have made it absolutely clear how much they despise you, Black women.
So stay away from the Black women.
Stay away from them. Shit.
Why should I stay away from them? I mean, just completely or what?
Well, you don't want that white girl around because they're going to teach them bad habits. They're going to teach them white women bad habits. You hear me?
Yeah.
You'll see.
Stay away from Black bitches.
Keep your black. If you got a white woman, keep her away from them Black women. Keep her the fuck away. But as a matter of fact, she don't want you fucking with them no way.
So what's the number one reason not to fuck with a Black woman?
That she can produce other than pussy. Pussy won't spin. You ought to know that by now.
Yeah, I know that. Niggas like eating it though, but that's about all they do.
That don't get them no money though. That won't get them no money.
I'm with you on that.
I wear $300 boots and big expensive hats. I drive a Mercedes Benz. You understand? My drawers are silk. Shit. That's what I like. When I got a roll of money, when I go somewhere, the man say how much, I want it. I don't ask him how much. That's where you want to get, brother. Shit. I call the man up in Wichita, Kansas, send me a pair of boots. Send me a pair of those little cheeses. Expensive boots. You can't buy them around here. Send me a pair of little cheeses. Lizard. Yes, sir, Mr. Andrew. Money talks. Bullshit walk.
So you want something more than booty, you want a bank account.
There you go. You get the bank account, you get the chargest booty in the world. Shit. And that ain't but a 5-minute thrill. Don't waste your time, brother. Don't waste your time. That's what I can tell you.
So, why would any black woman continue to beat down a dead horse? The only reason that she views divestment as a hate group is because a lot of black women today are refusing this trauma bond relationship with black men. And she's doing all of this because she doesn't want to accept the fact that these males that she capes so hard for are at the bottom, will always be at the bottom. And why must she face the consequences of that by herself? She's looking for other women to endure that pain with because she's willing to perish on Wakanda Hill for a black male. But let's continue.
They look at white men and non-black men as trophies. They look at them as their ticket out of their horrible, terrible, depressing lives. And unfortunately, many of those women, especially those who are hidden behind those cartoon avatars, pushing these ideas, are miserable. They're actually miserable.
Well, I guess it takes one to know one, doesn't it? Nobody in divestment uses men of other races as trophies. Swirlers might do that, but not divestors. There's more to divestment than just looking to date out, refusing to be part of a quote-unquote community that does nothing for you but cause you irreparable harm should not be seen as a negative unless you are a Cape Queen guard dog who is so black male identified that you and your demon mates will lure black women into the demon's den to be sacrificed. Ladies, steer clear of women like her. She's a recruiter and she's dangerous. But grandmother, what big teeth you have. The better to eat you with, my dear. Don't trust any woman who goes against her own kind. She rejects stats on femicide and tries to debunk any and everything that we talk about in this space. She's very toxic. Let's continue.
And what I would say is that if you are miserable and if you hate men, especially if you hate men that share your reflection, trying to go get a non-black man or a white man to solve all your problems isn't going to help you. In fact, it's going to make his life worse and probably your life worse. So again, if you have found yourself involved in the divesting channels, following those channels, thinking that all you need to do is swirl in order to get a better life, you are being deceived.
First of all, swirling and divestment are not the same thing. But then again, I don't expect much intellect coming from a traitor and deceiver of black women. This woman has her own agenda. Listen, if Rubber Bullet Shay wants to sacrifice herself to save black males, let her. By all means, let her. They won't appreciate her for it, but who cares? Those Scooby snacks are too delicious to pass up. Every divestor doesn't go through the process simply for a man. There's a much bigger issue at hand, which is putting yourself first, getting yourself to safety away from the Blackistani war zone. Some divestors actively date. Some are married to non-black men, of course. Some are happily single and child-free, concentrating on their well-being before embarking on any relationship with anyone. But Smarty Pants over here just doesn't get it. She's looking for views, so As usual, she talks about a group of women whose plight she refuses to understand, puts on her toxic masculinity, and hates on other Black women for views. If you ladies ever want to know what gaslighting looks like, Exhibit A. What I would like to know is, why is she so triggered by divestors? It has to be more than just the fact that we don't want to spit or dick swap with mammies. This woman has real issues, but let's continue.
Because wherever you go, there you are. So steer clear from those divestor channels that are trying to fill your soul with poison.
Steer clear of Cape Queen mammies recruiting other Black women as sister wives. Think of the STDs, the struggle love, and the misery that you'd endure dealing with Black males and their Cape Queens. Let's continue.
And deal with yourself. Deal with yourself. I'm not saying that you can't date or marry out or interracially if you happen to fall in love to do so, okay? But you shouldn't look at white men or non-Black men as saviors. You shouldn't be using them as if they're trophies. That's disgusting. You should be dealing with your own stuff, your own issues. Dealing with your self-hatred, dealing with your trauma, making yourself a better person, gaining perspective and a relationship with God, and that will cause you to attract what you deserve and what you desire. So steer clear of that hate group.
It's so painful listening to a mammy trying to sound profound. I'm totally convinced that this female hates other Black women. It's so funny how she wants to put herself on a pedestal while gaslighting the heck out of other Black women. Black women will go wherever they want to go and listen to messages that resonate with them. You can't control that. You can't stop what's going on right now, lady. Listen, Shea Butter, let me talk to you for a second. You don't have the power to stop Black women from doing better for themselves. 50-50 is overrated. Struggle love is overrated. Blackistan is overrated. Black love is overrated. Matter of fact, it doesn't exist, because if it did, you would be doing plenty of videos on it, seeing as you're married to a Black man. But you don't. Because guess what? It's not profitable talking about Black love. And don't think that we can't see through your misery or unfulfilled life. It's so transparent, Shea Butter. You're looking for sisters in misery. And it must be really, really hard for you. It must be really painful for you. But hey, you signed up for your own situation. Till struggle love do us apart. No sane woman wants to partake in such foolishness. So no, Black women need to be steering clear of people like you. You're trying to lead women to the slaughter, and that's not okay. You embody the whole essence of a wolf in sheep's clothing. You're dangerous, and you're toxic. And by the way, Divested Zealot extended an invitation to you as the guest of honor, but you didn't show up to the party. What was up with that? Cat got your tongue? You see, you have a lot to say when it comes to divestors. But once they respond to all your accusations, all of a sudden, you have dry mouth? What's the matter? You can't talk? It's extremely sad to me that you will talk all that talk on your channel, right? Put out a lot of misinformation when it comes to divestment, but you won't have a real conversation with divestors? It seems very cowardly to me. And my question to you is, what have divestors ever done to you? The truth of the matter is, there's nothing you can do to stop Black women from leaving Blackistan. It's a toxic place that needs to be burned down. That baby mama culture is definitely not something that any woman should be signing up for. Please stop pretending that Black men are these wonderful beings and wonderful fathers. Your men hate children, and they refuse to create a stable environment for these kids. They refuse to marry these women and constantly have to be reminded that children aren't toys, that these are real human beings that must be taken care of. Who knew, right? But yeah, keep riding the divestment hate train and see how far that gets you. It's so sad and pathetic that Black women have to divest from people like you as well.
Gotta love it dealing with black holes. I tell you what, I told y'all a long time ago, they say the blacker the berry, the dumber the bitch. It is true, it is true, it is true. The blacker the berry, the dumber the bitch.
So that's all I had to say on this matter. And on that note, please leave your thoughts and comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, ladies, divest, divest, divest. Thank you so much for watching. This is Divested Diamonds, and I'll see you next time. Bye, diamonds.